Welcome in, everybody, to Pre-Snap Read on Thursday morning. I am the Rhino and
The doctor, Dr. Delay.
Dr. Delay. There's a doctor in the house, people. A doctor in the house. Good to see everybody. We're going to go and start our show nice and quick. We'll give you a quick little recap of what is going to happen today. We got the flukes. Of last week going to this week. Quarterback spotlights. We have our news and notes. I think we're going to start with the news and notes first before we get into everything that's out of order. A little quick little audible on this pre-snap read, pre-snap motion. Change of the play at the line. Buy, sell, we got some questions for you, and then we'll get into our Thursday picks. But before we get started, what's going on, Doctor?
I'm just hanging in there, man. I'm just here. How about you? I'm ready for some more football. That's what I am.
Still trying to get past my cough and my sickness and going strong. It's Thursday. We got 2 more days left to work before the weekend, which is non-stop football. I agree. I love it. Love it. Love it. First week was awesome. Streaming all those games and starting to build a crowd.
Yeah. I'm
So it's
just
good
ready.
stuff. It's good stuff. It's awesome stuff. And we're going to be rocking this all year long, twice a week. The Doc and the Rhino. We'll start with the news and notes. What do you got for us, Dr. Delay?
Well, I'm sure everyone knows about the Brock Purdy situation. He's going to be out this week and possibly for the foreseeable future.
I was here in a
Um,
few weeks.
yeah, for a few
This might
weeks.
linger on longer.
No, well, you just never know with injuries, especially with the quarterback. But yeah, at least for a few weeks, and we'll see how that goes. So it might impact some of. I don't know. I had some high expectations with the Niners. Not saying Purdy's great, but he definitely is a difference maker. You go from Purdy
Good.
to Mac Jones. I think there's definitely a drop off there.
Yeah, he's a
And
good
then
game
for the
manager, and Mac Jones is lucky to be in the league.
yeah, he's definitely not what he was as a rookie. I believe you had word on a tight end that may be out.
There's a little guy called Skittles, I think it is, or Kerry Kittles.
Kittles. Yeah, I was there for Friday. That was interesting. Kittles will not be playing, I guess. I didn't even know about that, to be honest, till you told me.
Yeah, I have him on my fantasy team. He scored a touchdown, did pretty well because he is Kittle and he's a beast. But they
Hmm.
put him on IR, so he's out for 4 games at least. So
Hmm.
the Purdy and no Kittle is going to make it rough on the Niners, which we'll get into later on. But the
Hmm.
Niners also cut their kicker, Moody. I forgot who
Yeah,
they signed up, but I mean the kicker's a kicker. But
it's about time. He's just been the opposite of clutch in every single situation for the Niners. He was a big reason why they actually lost a lot of games last year. And I
the
guess they were like, you
kicker
know what, we're
not
not
getting in
dealing
the
with
end
this.
zone, but missing kicks.
Yeah, he's just been. Yeah, he just misses almost everything. He doesn't miss everything, but he's just been very bad, especially for 2025. You can get by with the 70% field goal percentage in like 2004, but not happening in 2025. Not
Yeah,
happening.
it's not even that great in 2004. Maybe the
Well,
80s
it's
and
okay.
90s.
You look back at the old
Yeah,
stats, it's actually a little. That's okay, believe it or not. But I got you. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, he's out of there. And then the Jets cut their like punt returner slash receiver Gibson after like two fumbles with the Steelers against the Steelers. So yeah, no, they were like, you know what, you're out of there. Um, that's fine. He was bad and he was kind of trash talking the Steelers anyway. So you know what, everything comes full circle.
he's a bum.
He's a bum.
Anyway, but Moody, yeah. Birdie Watcher saying he can go play in Europe. They need kickers. He could easily get a job by going overseas. Well done.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh
So
yeah.
those are the main news and notes from week one. We'll have more and more of those things throughout the year, but still a little slow on the news and notes. Hopping to the flukes from last
Hmm.
week going to this week. Are they going to continue? Are they going to hold? I picked one game. My game is the Colts and the Broncos, of course, because the Colts dominated the Dolphins. That was just amazing. Is that a fluke? Is it not? And then the Broncos played the Titans, and the Broncos did not play well. Their offense was really bad, and they barely won. They dominated Cam Ward. Uh, is this offense going to be a joke for the Broncos? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to go downhill? Is it taking a step back? That's a question I'm thinking about. And so seeing these two teams play each other is like a big one for me. Like, does Daniel Jones stay on the top of the game against this like top five defense? I don't know. I mean, Daniel Jones, he's the top five quarterback this week with QBR. I don't know if he stays that way. I'm sure you and everybody else are going to say that he's not going to be top five quarterback in the league. So, and then we have Bo Nix, the 30th ranked quarterback with QBR. 30th against the Titans defense. Is that a fluke or is Daniel Jones a fluke? We're going to find out a lot more this week. So, my quarterback spotlight is on Daniel Jones and Bo Nix. You know, which one's the fluke? They'll probably get closer to the middle, but that's what I'm thinking about today.
That's not too bad. I mean, yeah, as far as like the fluke, yeah, I was thinking the Colts, to be honest with you. I hate to really target you, Rhino, because seem like such a great guy and very passionate about your Colts. But yeah,
I'm
no,
a great guy.
there's no one in the world outside of Indianapolis fans that were really expecting a 33-8 victory over the Dolphins. Daniel Jones, I mean, literally, and we talked about it Monday, scored on every single drive. That's just not going to happen again. But my quarterback spotlight, I guess, under duress or whatever, is going to be Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff definitely looked horrible at Green Bay. The entire Lions team really did. So I'm looking for a bounce back performance at home against the Bears. I mean, the Lions are really more of a dome team anyway, so they should be okay. Again, I understand they lost the coordinators. We'll see. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm all in on the Lions or all out or whatever. I'm not really all in, to be honest with you, with my Packers pick for the Super Bowl this year. But
And Jones,
yeah, no,
not Daniel Jones. He's playing the Bears at
yes,
Soldier Field. So
no,
the
no,
Bears
well,
are the Bears. So he should be
no,
able to bounce
it's
back.
Ford Field. The Lions are home.
Oh, they're home. I have this. Why is it
Yeah.
backwards?
Yeah.
NFL is mixing it up on me.
Uh-oh. Well, maybe I was wrong, but I'm double checking. Nope, I was right. Sorry. But yeah, no, I definitely want to have spotlight on Jared Goff. He needs to play better. And he really will be the reason they sink or swim. Again, there's a lot of talent on the Lions as far as the offense is concerned. So he just needs to and with the lack of mobility, he's going to have to get rid of the ball quicker. I mean, he was trying to hold on to the ball, trying to scramble around, and it's really unpleasant to see him scramble. It really wasn't good to look
Should
at.
be fine. I mean, J.J. McCarthy. I mean, they stuffed J.J. McCarthy for 3 quarters, the Bears, but the fourth quarter, J.J. McCarthy ripped it up. That could be a quarterback spotlight. That could be a fluke situation. We could even talk about him. So. But what was your fluke from last week? Because you hopped into
Well, I mean, it was the Colts, but I mean, there was another team. I guess I could, not to try to target the Colts here, but again, the Colts.
You always target the Colts. They dominated. It wasn't just a win.
They are not going to be good this year. It was a fluke. It was 100% a fluke. It's not going to continue again. Week 2, you can look
from the beginning
struggle
to the
this
end.
week against Denver. That's just the way it is. They're just not that good, and I'm sorry. Hey, maybe at the end of the year they'll be 7-10, and you know what? I'll go ahead and I'm sorry they won a few more games more than I thought. But the other
fluke is like if you just win the game or something random happens. This was domination from beginning to
They will never
end.
dominate another team again. They will not be winning by 25 by 3 scores. I don't think
Against
it happens.
who? What do you mean they won't win by 25?
Yeah, I mean, there's not another.
Well,
team
maybe not against the Broncos and their defense. But the way Bo Nix played, they could easily dominate the Broncos if they have no offense.
And they could easily come back to earth, and that's what I'm thinking is going to happen this week. But we'll see what happens. Again, that's why we play the games. We're just guys that talk. And a lot of ball knowledge here, by the way. But
I think you just do this to gaslight me. You just want to get me really mad. And this deal's the worst, but I don't know why you would do that to me. I would never gaslight you, Roger's too old. But I would not do that to you, so I don't know why you do that to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I would never gaslight you. This is genuine. I just think the Colts, they had a great game, and you know what? I just don't see it happening again. As far as the flukes, though, again, Colts and the Raiders going across the country and taking on the Patriots. And I don't know. I just feel like the Patriots are still a little bit of a better team than that. And I just don't have much stock in the Raiders. I I just don't see it happening again. They have a tough matchup on Monday night this week against the Chargers. I think we'll probably see more of the real Raiders there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. They are home, but I just don't know. I think it's going to be the Raiders. They'll show their true colors in Vegas.
Yeah, they do have a tough matchup. We'll touch upon that in a little while. We're going to hop into buy, sell. We got a couple questions for you. So make sure you put your answers in
Mm-hmm.
the chat. And we don't tell each other the buy, sell
Yeah,
situation, so we have no time to prepare. We got to go on what we know, what we have from the last few weeks, because we pay attention to these games like crazy. All right, like crazy. All right, buy, sell. We have Keon Coleman. Top wide receiver for the Bills, did an amazing job. He was getting the ball non-stop. He had 112 yards receiving, which was fourth in the league. Can Keon Coleman be a top wide receiver in this league? Is he going to get a lot of targets? Is he going to make all these crazy catches? Are you buying in on Keon Coleman for Florida State, staying on the top of the league as one of the better and most improved wide receivers in this league?
I just I don't know. I wasn't really impressed with him when I saw him play last year. Um,
Me
and
too. I
the,
didn't think he did much.
yeah, I don't. I honestly, I don't know. I mean, he should, in theory. I mean, he has Josh Allen as the quarterback. I mean, that's always a plus to have. And there's really not many other receiving options that I can really just think of on the top of my head, other than the fact that they have two tight ends that are good. So he should, in theory. I don't know. I'd like to see a more of a sustainable thing. So I'm going to go sell. I'm selling all stock I have on Keon Coleman if I had any stock, which I actually have none.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
even
think many
inquiring on
people
the
have
price.
much
I don't
stock.
care. Just take it from me, pretty much. That's what I'm going to do. I'm
You're
selling Keon
just
Coleman.
shipping it all
Just
out
here
there.
you go. Not even checking the price. Here you go. That's my stock of
You're just
Coleman. I
taking
didn't know
whatever
I
they
had a
give you.
share, and it's yours.
All right. I'm gonna lean more towards the buy, but I'm not gonna buy a lot of it. I wouldn't sell. It's more of a hold, if you will. Maybe it should be buy, sell, hold, but I'm throwing that in there. It's probably closer to hold because the Bills, Josh Allen, he spreads the ball around. He goes to the open receiver. He doesn't favor anybody. He doesn't say, "Oh, I gotta feed my targets to Odell Beckham Jr." sort of thing. Like that's not on his radar. He plays to win, and if nobody's open, then he's gonna run you over and get the yards. So he's gonna find the open man in the best situation. And it seems more and more likely that Keon Coleman for their wide receiver crew is the main guy. And I liked what I saw at him, especially against the Ravens defense, and he can be the top target, but I'm just worried some weeks it may not be the top targets because it's just going to go to everybody. This guy's two catches, 2, 3, 1, 4. Like it's going to be crazy. I'm not saying they're going to go and feed him like 12 targets. I don't know if that's going to happen. 15 targets, but he was doing some amazing things. There was a fluke tipped pass where he made a nice catch on. That's not going to happen all the time, but that helped save the game, by the way. But yeah, over 100 yards all the time. If the Bills defense is going to be trash and they're going to be garbage and they're going to have to come back all the time, he could have over 100 yards a game. That'd be crazy. That's crazy to think.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say they spread it around a lot and they get the running game going too. So I'm more of a hold, but I like what I saw out of them out of 1 week. Maybe it's a little bit of overreaction, sort of like your Steelers. Not my Colts, by the way, but that's where I'm putting that.
Okay. Well, hey, that's you know what? Everyone has the right to their own opinion. That's what makes it
You're going
awesome.
to say that all you
That's
want.
what makes it so awesome. So for my buy and sell, it's kind of like my overreaction thing or not. So if the Chiefs lose to the Eagles, they'll be 0-2, which I think is just crazy to think about. I mean, I can't really think of the Chiefs being 0-2 at Patrick Mahomes, but it's a reality that they may face come Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. If they lose, are you going to say they're done for the season? They are just their dynasty is over. Buy or sell on that?
I I wouldn't say their dynasty is over, but I don't think they're going to have a good year this year. So I would be selling the Chiefs right now, but with the potential to buy them back in the future. I don't think that they're going to do well. Maybe they'll make the playoffs. They're not going to have the top seed that's going to go to probably the Chargers or Broncos in that division. Well, in the division leader. they're not going to have the top seed. It's not this year. They're not getting number one. They're not winning all those close games, which was 10 of them. It's going to swing the other way. It has to. These are just numbers. The ball can't bounce their way forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Just can't happen. Not going to happen. So they're coming back down to earth. They're going to lose a few of those games. Are they a playoff team with Patty Mahomes? Yes. They're going to find a way in because this is what they do. They might even win a playoff game, but it's just one. They're crumbling. I would lean more towards losing since they're not going to have home field. But their wide receivers are not good. They don't have much of a running game. It's all on Patty Mahomes. Usually he'd find some guys. Kelsey, I know he had a touchdown last week, but I don't think he's going to get better. I think he's going to get worse. Women weaken legs. All right. Taylor Swift. I don't know why we're just going to leave her out of this show. But
No idea.
I'm not high on the Chiefs anymore. They're falling back down to earth. I actually kind of like it. Dynasty's not over. I just don't think anything's gonna happen with them this year. That's my take. What do you got?
Yeah, that's fair. I actually I don't know. I guess I kind of worded it terribly, but I don't know. Even when they do, if they do fall to 0-2, I'm not saying when they will. If they do, I still think the Chiefs, I mean, with Patrick Mahomes, are definitely going to be a team that everyone's going to be worried about every single week. And I know I could easily see them turning it around. It's a rough start to the season for them. Again, Chargers, a divisional game. That's always tough to start off week one. And of course, they're hosting the Eagles that just smacked them around. But yeah, I don't know. I think it just gets a little bit easier after. Let me just double check.
You say Eagles? No, they have the Eagles this week. The Chargers.
They have the Eagles this week, and then they travel to the Giants, and I think that should be an easy win. They do host the Ravens, but I mean, again, it does just you're getting all these games at the beginning of the season.
That's the
Jaguars. So yeah, no, I just think it just gets a little bit easier going forward for the Chiefs, and I think they're going to they'll be fine. I think the Chiefs will be fine. I think even if they get into the playoffs, I still would be like, oh my gosh, it's the Chiefs, and slash the refs. I know we got to include that there.
So it's 12 against 11.
But yeah, so I think the Chiefs will be fine despite how they've started. And again, they've honestly played fine. After looking at the Chiefs-Chargers game, it was just the Chargers made more plays. Justin Herbert played great.
But that usually,
and I guess that's what's
Patty.
really concerning if you're like wanting the Chiefs to fall like Herbert played amazing, and it was just a touchdown game. So that's something to keep in mind going forward, that, hey, these guys, they might be 0-2, but they're still the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes.
But it's good to see them falling back to earth. They're not going to win those close games, and the tide could be turning to Justin Herbert. Buy, sell, what's your question? Oh, you just gave me one. All right, yes. I go. I can do this. I'm awake. I'm not tired. I'm not coughing like crazy. We're holding our own. Jalen Hurts. Okay, this guy whipped out which I was shocked when I looked over the data. All right, because I watched that game. I streamed that game. He didn't throw the ball much. He ran it a ton. And the Eagles barely beat the Cowboys, but he was the number 2 ranked QBR quarterback last week. He was number 2. Well, actually, he was tied for first. He had the same QBR as Lamar Jackson in 94. That's amazing. I was like, what? So I guess the wide receivers just weren't open, and he did the right thing by not throwing it, and then that's why he was running it so much. But buy or sell on Jalen Hurts being a top 5 quarterback in this league. And top 5 QBR, anything. Like, I don't know if he's a top 5 quarterback. I'll hear what you have to say first.
Jeez, yeah. So I'm not really a big Jalen Hurts guy, more of an Eagles early good guy. So I'm gonna say sell. Yeah, I just don't buy him being a top 5 quarterback. You can put, I see a lot of arguments online. Well, like just people saying, he wins. But again, you put Burrow with the Eagles, I think the Eagles look really good. You put just, again, another solid quarterback, and the Eagles are operating at such a
Would they be better with Burrow than Hurts?
The Eagles would be better with Burrow for sure. Again, they have Barkley in the backfield. You got 2 solid weapons. You got a solid tight end with Goddard. I mean, I think, I just don't buy the Hurts is the reason they're winning. I mean, again, look at just what they were the year prior before they got Barkley. They were first round exits. They were getting embarrassed by the Buccaneers. I mean, it was pretty tragic. So no, I don't buy Jalen Hurts. It's more of the team, and it's a solid team. He's doing what he has to do to win, but it's not because of him. And again, if he really were to unleash, like if he's dropping back 40 times a game, I think it would just be a disaster for the Eagles. I think the Eagles would be in trouble if they needed to rely on his arm. So yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I'm buying it a little. It's which it's shocking. I blame it more on the wide receivers than Hurts because I got to go with the data that shows that Hurts is doing the right thing. He's making the right plays. He's putting the team in the right situations. Uh, it's just the wide receivers were nowhere to be found. I don't put this on Hurts. I think that's actually a good sign, a better sign. Makes me feel a lot better about the Eagles going forward because I'm scared with the wide receivers, and I had nothing to worry about those guys because I thought they were amazing last year. But with Barkley and everything, I think Hurts. He's not a game manager. He's like an elite game manager, if you will. He's gonna do the right thing. I don't think he's like as close to Burrow in regard to talent throwing the ball or Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, any of those guys. But he's gonna be up there, and you're gonna be like, why is this guy up there? Because he does the right thing. He maybe doesn't make the right throws, but he's gonna run when he's supposed to, just like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. That would be scary. Lamar Allen, oh my
Yeah.
God, that combo that would be unstoppable. But I'm believing in Hurts, and I just think that they're a little bit rusty, and he could be a top five guy, but he's nowhere near uh, Burrow, Allen, and Jackson. So
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like their wide receiver one, AJ Brown, crashing out, with over one or two targets or something. I mean, that could be a problem. Again, passing is
and
a
it
kind
wasn't
of
to
a
the
big
fourth
deal.
quarter.
You know, I mean, yeah, you got to run the ball and, play solid defense. I get it. But there are times when you're going to have to win in the shootout, you're going to have to throw the receivers the ball. And I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. These guys, the wide receivers are divas and they will pitch a fit for sure. All right, so my
Well,
last
tell him to get
fight.
open. Get open then.
Well,
Then he'll
I don't
throw
know.
you
I
the
think
ball.
I think
You're
they're
not
good.
open.
I think AJ Brown and Devonta Smith are good. I don't know. Um, so my last buy and sell, which I only had two. So the Cardinals, they opened up week one with a win over the Saints. Obviously, not great competition. This week they host the Panthers. Obviously, not great competition, but they will be 2-0. And I don't know. Buy or sell the Cardinals, even though again poor opponents that they've played, but potentially 2-0. Rams didn't look all that great within week one. Stafford, the injury kind of lingering. The Niners with Purdy, he's going to be out for a little bit, and the Seahawks, I'm not really all in on the Seahawks. So do you buy or sell the Cardinals winning the NFC West?
Oh, winning the NFC West, that is a sell. I'm
That is a
buying in
sell.
on the Cardinals as a wild card, but I'm selling them winning the NFC West. All right. The the Cardinals, Marvin Harrison's looking like he's going to keep shining. I'm worried about Connor, the running back. Less carries. Trey Benson actually out yarded him, and I think they might have the same amount of carries, but Trey Benson looking like the better back, which FSU. I'm hoping he takes over, but Connor is like I think he's 30 or 29, 30 somewhere there, so that's like the decline for the Cardinals running backs. So we'll see if that impacts him, which I think it might. But Benson is going to take over. So, excuse me. I like the Cardinals. I like them as a wild card. I don't think they're going to be great. They'll make the playoffs and probably lose in the first round to whoever they play. They're not winning the division. I still have the Rams, especially with the Niners not having Purdy for 2 to 3 weeks and not having Kittle for 4 weeks. And the next guy up might be McCaffrey going down. He stayed healthy week one, dominated. I kept him in my lineup, by the way, which is great. And he did awesome.
I mean,
So
it's probably not.
Cardinals, wild card. Niners crumbling. Rams take division.
That's fair. So again, I had the Cardinals. I don't know if we ever went over our picks or not prior to the season, our records and all that. But I have the Cardinals going to the wild card prior to the season and prior to all these injuries. So either way, I'm going to look good whether I buy or sell. It doesn't really matter. I think they're going to the
How
playoffs.
can you make that work? You could just make picks and then just you're going to be good either way. How does
Yeah, I
that
know
work?
it's kind of like a Skip Bayless-esque here. I'm just that kind of guy. It's really good. Hate on the Cowboys all week. They're going to lose, but then they win anyway. It's like, oh man, look at the Cowboys. I don't know if I'm going to be that guy, but yeah, I'm actually buying the Cardinals. I think again they'll take advantage of the fact that the Rams look a little iffy again with Stafford's injury. And then, of course, the Niners, so many questions. I love the Niners. I picked them to win the division, but again, there's injury problems seem to be continuing from last year. And again, I just have a lot of faith in that young Cardinals team that's shown a lot of fight. Especially in 2023, they were like 4-13, but they were like the best 4-13 team I've ever seen. They were constantly losing these close games, which is why I thought they would take a leap last year. And well, they were kind of middle of the pack. But this is the year. It seems like they're
So
again
you
taking
got them
advantage of the easy
winning the
schedule. They were.
division.
What's that?
They're winning the division.
I mean, I'm buying it. Why not? I mean, again, the Cardinals with just the fact that they have the easier schedule, playing a fourth phase schedule, which is only like 2 or 3 games difference, anyways. But they, and taking advantage of the injuries of the other teams. Again, the Niners, Purdy. Again, I mean, if Jones comes in and plays as bad as he's been, I mean, the Niners could easily drop some games. The Rams again look shaky. I'm not really sold on the Rams and Stafford. Never really have been. And Seattle, again, I expect them to be kind of thumbs down this year.
Seattle's at the bottom.
So
They're done.
I think the Cardinals could have a nice 2 or 3 game lead after all these guys come, or the Niners come back. And again, I'm not really high on the Rams anyway. So no, I'm buying the Cardinals winning the NFC West. Kind of an overreaction thing, but
So you believe in Kyler Murray is going to be the best quarterback in the division? You're on board with that guy?
I'm not. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the division, no. But I think they have a solid team around him. They have a solid team around him for sure.
Well, the Niners' injury is going to get them to crumble. Some people still believe in the Niners in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing the chat's hilarious.
Well, yeah, the Cowboys fans and maybe Niners fans, they just have blind faith,
No, I like the Niners. I mean, again, they were my original pick to win the NFC West, but I didn't see Purdy being out 2 to 4 weeks or whatever it is, and Kittle, obviously. Again, the Niners still have a lot of questions. They were injured last year, and they fell apart. So whenever they get injured this year, I'm supposed to say, oh, no, they're still going to win 13 games. Like, what sense does that make? None. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think I didn't think they were winning 13 games when they're healthy. I
had
them as the
11.
wild card, but
I think I had
I'll give it to the Cardinals.
I had the Niners 11-6, Cardinals 9-8. Again, I don't know. If Mac Jones looks good this Sunday, then okay, then it's a different conversation. But I need to see Mac Jones play good.
Yeah. The Mac Jones looking good this week. Maybe if he was out there in Europe, maybe if he was playing for the UFL, that's his future. He's not going to look great this week. But we'll get into that in a little while. But yeah, just before we hop into all our picks of the week, I just want to go over the top 5 QBR and bottom 5 QBR for this week. I already told you the surprise, which I thought was a surprise, was Jalen Hurts in the top 5. So I'll just run down for everybody the top QBR quarterbacks of the week. Lamar Jackson, number 1. You had to see that coming. Jalen Hurts, 94, which is number 2. Jordan Love, 92.1. I didn't watch that game. You watched that game. And he's the number 3 ranked quarterback with QBR. Herbert against the Chiefs was 88.9. And then Daniel Jones at 5, 87.5. That's the top 5. So that seems pretty good, but Josh Allen's off that list. The bottom 5 is, we'll go to 28. 28 was Russell Wilson, because he was flipping awful from the highlights. Oh, man. Bryce Young, you saw that coming. He's 29. Bo Nix was so bad against the Titans. He's got to bounce back against the Colts. He's 30th out of 32. Cam Ward against that Broncos defense. So Bo Nix was 30th against the Titans defense, and Ward was 31 against the Broncos defense. Does something seem weird there? The level of talent that you're playing against, Bo Nix disappointed big time. But he might bounce back against the Colts. You shut up. You stop talking. I see you want to talk. Stop it. And then Tua at the bottom. because the Colts put him there, and he's going to stay there. Well, he's not going to stay there. He's going to move up because he's not playing against that dominant, elite, amazing, fantastic, non-biased, non-crazy Colts take on that one. So, anything you want to add to the data?
I don't know. I don't really like QBR because I think or PFF QBR because I don't know. I mean, Rodgers had a great game, 4 touchdowns, no
He
picks.
was in middle of the pack.
That's what's wild. Like, how is he middle of the pack when he played probably the best football game he's played in the last 2 or 3 years? I mean, that just blows my mind. So that's why I don't really look at like anything QBR or PFF. I hate PFF. PFF is the worst.
It's situational.
Oh yeah, I mean, evading pressure, having no mobility, but still finding a way to get out of the potential sacks because the O-line was terrible, or at least the left side of it was. No, I don't buy it. I don't. QBR, PFF, out of here. But
it's the data. They look at everything and they say, all right, this is a situation. The best situation to do in this play is this and then this and then this. So they rank you on your score of that situation. Yeah. So it has to be good because
I guess 4 touchdowns is terrible. 4 touchdowns.
You know what? Right thing,
you know what, Rodgers? 4 touchdowns and what, a completion percentage of 70%? You know what? That's horrible, Rodgers.
It could have been better if he was better.
You know what? I don't know how much better you can get from 70%, which is like an NFL record. 72% is the NFL record. And then 4 touchdowns in a game. I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe there are more checkdowns instead of going down the field. So he gets 5 yards instead of 30.
He's trying to throw it down the field. I mean, again, when you have 300-pound people in your face because the O-line is
everybody
terrible.
Does.
I mean, yeah, but he was the O-line of the Steelers is terrible. That's horrible. Rodgers had a great performance. I don't care what the data says. Data's wrong. The PFF, again, all of them horrible. They've ruined the sport. Analytics.
Wrong. You heard it right here.
I thought I would be all about analytics, because I'm a smart guy myself. But no, the analytics has ruined the game of football. It's ruined a lot of sports. And all these guys that just, and I think he probably should have thrown it 30 yards down the field there. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. No, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not talking about you.
You want to be like Caleb Williams and check it down every time and just check it down? That's so bad.
Yeah. I don't buy it.
Data is wrong.
I like that people going to discriminate against the elderly. That's 100% correct. I mean, they hate Rodgers and his old self.
They don't hate him. It's unbiased. They go by data, not hate.
Yeah, the data
what you're going with is
4 touchdowns and 70%
That's
completion.
Backwards.
Not good enough. That is just middle of the pack, bud.
They're not ranking him to the bottom because they hate him. That's what people do.
Touchdown passes. That's
data
weird.
Doesn't discriminate.
That's average. He should have had 8 touchdowns, which has never been done. Middle of the pack, maybe if he would have doubled his touchdown total, he'd probably be number 2.
If he played better, he should have. He should have.
If he played better. That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
He should have had 8 touchdowns. He only had 4. That's why he was middle of the pack. Yeah, that's how well he should have dominated.
He should have broken the NFL record, and he probably still would have
4 touchdowns on the table.
He would have been outside number 6 probably.
All right, Aaron Rodgers, just be better, okay, Aaron?
Yeah, Rodgers just has to get better. 4 touchdowns a week, not good enough.
The Aaron Rodgers lovers right now are so mad at me. They want to punch me.
68 touchdown passes is the pace of the season. If he were to continue this, that's middle of the pack.
In data wise. All right. So then you see, if he can do that with making the wrong decisions, imagine when he makes the right decisions, then he's going to be MVP. He's going to be MVP.
Oh, wrong decisions. All right, let's get to the picks because, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Tonight's game, Commanders, Packers. You start first. This was the hardest one to pick.
Yeah, 2 solid teams that looked really good in week 1. The Packers, of course, beat the Lions handedly. And the same thing with the Commies/Redskins over the Giants. Again, beating them handedly. I was not expecting either result. That'd be closer. I picked both, but I was thinking it would be closer, both of them. So a potential NFC Championship preview, with how good they looked. But we'll get into that another time. I'm going Packers. Packers at home. Again, it's kind of a coin flip based on how they've looked week 1. And I'm just going to go with the home team. Again, Love looked really good. The running attack, again, the Lions' defensive line was okay. But, the Packers' defense was all over Jared Goff and the Lions. And I'm thinking that's going to carry over again. They don't have to go anywhere. They're back-to-back home games. they can keep all the momentum there in Lambeau, I have them winning probably by a touchdown or so over the Commies.
A touchdown or so. Okay. Yeah, this is my hardest game to cover. I thought a lot of the other games were pretty easy to call. There was only one or two that I wasn't confident in. And this one I'm still not fully decided. I feel like it's gonna come down to a game time decision by later. I'm gonna have to think about this one more. But the Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. The offense wasn't firing on full cylinders. I'm not buying into the Packers yet. I'm not. I got a couple teachers at work. They're both Packers fans, and all I hear is their crazy nonsense. Like, luckily, I don't hear this from you on this show.
What?
Talking about the Steelers, but
yeah.
they're just going gaga, goo goo gaga over the Packers. It just boggles my mind. These Packers fans are just living like on top of the world, and it just drives me crazy. I'm just worried about the offense of Jaden Daniels against the Packers at home again. But you go ahead, give it to the Packers. I'm leaning towards them right now. Give it to the Packers. They're going to win the two games at home. They're going to come down to earth soon. I don't know when. It could be today, might not be tonight. I want to see them lose. I'm starting to dislike them and their fans. I just hate the insanity towards the Packers.
They were my preseason NFC Super Bowl pick. I'm sorry. I mean they have the pieces there, and I understand they didn't win a playoff game last year, but again, neither did the Eagles the prior year before they won the Super Bowl, so that doesn't necessarily matter anymore. Again, they have the pieces, and I think there's a lot to be excited about in Green Bay.
Well, I guess they do have a lot because they have Jordan Love, who's a top 3 quarterback with QBR 92.1 the third. He wasn't middle of the pack, so he's a dominating quarterback, better than some of these people out of the retirement home that maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns, but they're only middle of the pack QBR because they don't know how to do the right thing anymore. But he's doing the right thing, so that's where the Packers have a future by shipping out the old and in with the young. So that's why the Packers probably take this game.
Okay. All right, whatever. Jacksonville at Cincinnati is the next game on my list. Believe it or not, I actually kind of went back and forth and were like, well, Jaguars, Bengals, what the heck are you talking about? Well, again, the Bengals look so terrible week 1. I mean, they usually start off slow every single year. So they could easily lose this game. Classic AFC Central matchup here. But I am picking the Bengals. I really wanted to pick the Jaguars because they are my upset AFC South pick to win the division. But I don't know. I'm thinking they're home. The Bengals are home. If it's close, I usually lean the home team. And we're just going to assume that the Bengals will get better. Again, as bad as they played, they were outgained by like 180 yards. They only had 140-something yards of offense. They still won the game. That was kind of my argument on Monday. So we're going to hope that the Bengals get better. Me personally, I want them to lose, but I'm picking them to win this one. And it will probably be a close one, to be honest with you. Again, I just don't buy the Bengals at the beginning of the season. And the Jaguars, I think, are much better than what most people would expect.
You're right. Last week, the Bengals-Browns game was a lot closer, and Flacco, his QBR was just outside the bottom 5. So a terrible quarterback doing able to help beat the Bengals. So just imagine Lawrence. I think he's a little bit better than Flacco, especially he should be. He really should be. But I'm not a fan of the Jaguars. I don't think that they're going to do so well, but it's going to be, can the Jaguars run the ball against the Bengals? And they probably will. They should be able to do it. Who's the Jaguars running back?
Like Etienne. Jaguars is Tyler or Trevor Etienne. I can't remember.
Trevor Etienne, yes. Etienne, and yes. He ran for the third most yards. The second most yards last week, 143 total domination. So they're going to have to start by running all over the Bengals to have a chance. They could, but I'm still leaning towards the Bengals because they're the better team. They're going to bounce back. They're at home. They got Joe Burrow. That wins over Travis Etienne. So that's my take on that.
Okay. I mean, again, I think it'll be a close one. AFC Central, good old rivalry there. Next one on my list, Giants and the Cowboys. good old NFC East rivalry. I'll let you start. Go ahead.
Giants, Cowboys. It's Cowboys. It's not even close. The way that they played last week, uh, Cowboys just dominate. Dak played well. They almost beat the Eagles, and now we're talking about the Giants, and the Cowboys are home. It should be a lock. This is probably the lock of the week. Oh, that's a segment we've got to add in here. But Cowboys being the Giants, they should be able to crush them. They shut down Hurts' wide receivers, and now they're going to shut down the Giants' wide receivers. Neighbors looks mad, annoyed. He wants the ball. He's going all OBJ. And I think the Cowboys are just going to make him more mad this week, doubling down on covering Neighbors. And Russell Wilson's going to be a lost little puppy, and it's going to be bad. Cowboys win easily.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but I do agree. I disagree with the fact that it's going to be a lock. I don't think that is necessarily the truth. I know how bad the Giants
Lock it in.
I don't think it was. I mean, again, I
Lock
understand
it
they
in,
got blown
Chad.
out.
Lock it in.
The Giants, I believe, are much better than what they displayed in Week 1. We'll see if it carries. I mean, if that carries over to Week 2, then we have a problem. Then yeah, no, the Giants are still the Giants, but I do think we'll see some steps from them, especially when they get Dart in there. I do think Dart might be the guy, but I still would wait on putting him in right now. But yeah, the Cowboys look really solid against the Eagles. I was very shocked, very disappointed to see that, and it just seems like the Cowboys are trending toward their first win of the season.
They should have won last week, but Hurts with his amazing QBR came through without his arm because he knows how to do the right thing. And Rodgers can't. So we'll go on to the next game then.
All right, yeah, I got Chicago at Detroit. Kind of talked about it earlier with Jared Goof, whatever you want to call him. Again, he's going to have to play better. And again, they are the home team. They're the home team. The Lions are more of a dome team. There is a difference between, dome team and non-dome teams. I mean, dome teams are usually softer. They got to rely on that nice air condition, the 70-degree whatever. And they don't play well in the sun. So they will all look much better at Ford Field. And I believe they will win. Believe it or not, I believe they're going to win convincingly. I know it's a divisional game, kind of contradicting what I just said, but I really have no faith in the Bears. And I think the Lions are all over the Bears in this one. Double digits, 10 points. Book it.
Double digits. I like it. Double digits might not even be enough. This game is going to look closer to a European League of Football game. Jared Goff is going to be hungry to win after that bad performance. He's going to take it all out on the Bears, and it's not even that. I'm thinking more on the Caleb Williams side. He is just checked down Charlie. It's ugly to watch. He only took one sack. But the Lions are going to blitz him. He's going to get sacked a whole bunch. It's going to be back to the norm. Or he's going to throw interceptions. The checkdowns aren't going to be there. Like, the checkdowns were there against the Vikings. And that's all he did. He started out 10 for 10. Big whoop-de-doo. But it was all like, plenty of time to pass. And then he's like, bam. And he just dumps it off. Swift or whoever. It was so ugly. The Bears should have beat the Vikings because they needed a miracle from J.J. McCarthy. But they just collapsed because that's what the Bears do. And they're going to collapse before the game starts. And they're just going to be done. It's going to be so lopsided. It's not
Caleb Williams had a higher QBR than Rodgers. This is so stupid. That is so stupid. I just thought I'd look it up. Not to cut you off there.
You had to make yourself mad, didn't you?
I mean, that is unbelievable. I was like, you know what? Well, I didn't really get to watch too much of him. Like, well, let me check on the QBR there. Oh, Caleb Williams, who had less than, well, he actually had 10 yards completion, so that's a lot for him. 6 yards an attempt, 1 touchdown. Unbelievable that he out. No, that's stupid.
Well, this is what my take of it would probably be from the data. Like, his wide receivers aren't getting open, and he has to check down. And Rodgers, there was other better plays that he didn't make the better play. That's why the knock on that. That's what it is.
I'm sure there's no bias in there. I'm sure there's no people with views differently than him that would never carry that over to sports. Okay. Next one. Rams at Tennessee. I am buying the Rams. I just don't see the Titans winning this at all. I mean, I'm not a Rams guy whatsoever. But I don't see how the Titans start off 1-1 or go 1-1. I mean, the Titans look pretty pathetic. Obviously, you covered that game. You said it was more of a defensive battle, and it didn't look like the Titans could offer anything on the
Nothing.
offensive side of things.
Nothing.
And as
Nothing.
far as the Rams are concerned, again, they didn't look all that great against Houston, only putting up 14 points of their own. But I'm just going to go with the talent that the Rams have versus the non talent that the Titans have. Really, I feel like this whole week, too, is shaping up to be a bunch of one sided affairs. I don't know. What do you think?
There's a lot of them. The Titans had no offense. Cam Ward couldn't throw the ball, but that was the Broncos' defense. I don't think the Rams' defense is as good as that. So Cam Ward should play better, but that's not saying much at all. He's going to have his struggles. The one thing Cam Ward didn't do, he didn't throw an interception. He's probably going to throw one or two this week, I think. I think he's going to throw it more and not, take all those sacks because he was sacked 6 times. So he's going to air it out, and the Rams are going to gobble it up. He may even have a pick 6, but I think he's going to throw one or two interceptions. But I'm worried about the Rams' offense. It didn't do much last week. They had 14 points. They barely won. I'm hoping that changes. The Titans shut down Bo Nix, but I don't think they're a good defense. So Stafford should be able to gobble them up as long as his injury doesn't linger. I think he's fully healthy. I didn't watch that game, but if he's healthy, he should be able to go to Tennessee and take down the Titans. But it won't be a blowout. I think they still win, and it's convincingly, but it's not by a lot of points, if that makes sense.
No, I totally get it. I mean, they're going across the country, and again, it's another dome team heading to a team that plays outdoors. So, again, I could see it being close. I do think the Rams, though, win convincingly. Next game on the docket, Patriots at Miami. The Patriots have historically struggled in Miami. And Miami looking so good against Indianapolis in week 1. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think they return to form. I understand they have a lot of questions about just toughness in general, but we're going to go ahead and go with the Dolphins as I'm going to lock that in.
I hope you're right because I hate the Patriots so much. But you know me. You know what I'm going to say. The data shows the Patriots a better team. Dolphins are home, yes. The history, you love the history. I love the data. Data applies current. History is the past. That's the way I look at it. That's where we differ. But that Colts game, that the Dolphins couldn't do anything. Now, is it because the Dolphins' offense is so bad, or is it because the Colts' defense is so good? I'm going to think that the Dolphins have a okay offense. All right, and it's not just crap. So the Dolphins' offense is going to be okay. I just think the Patriots are better. So I think that the Patriots can go in there and win and get that dub. That's the way it is. But they're close in the data. They're very close. But the way that they played last week, the Patriots should be able to get the win. I think the Raiders are better than people think they are. Because, as I told you before, my power rankings have 17. They're right there at 18. The Dolphins are down to like 26. So Patriots have the better team on paper, and let's just see if they can do it in Miami.
No, I mean I really was back and forth. Despite history, I will go the other way every now and then for sure. But no, I'm going to go with Miami on this one. And again, they both didn't really look that great. Obviously, the Patriots looked much better because they weren't blown out by the Colts and Danny Dimes. But yeah, we're going to go with the Dolphins.
Next up.
Maybe they prove me up. Yeah, so next up is the Niners at the Saints. And I actually had the 49ers picked all the way until about 1 minute prior to the show starting.
That is true,
all
people.
The injuries, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a rough start. And they are playing. The Niners are much better than the Saints. I want to make that clear. Again, I'm a Niners hater, despite me picking them to win the division, whatever, at the beginning of the year. But I'm going to say the Saints are going to get a win here. I mean, they're going to get a win eventually. I don't think they go 0-17. They're going to take on a banged-up Niners team traveling across the country. Going to go with the Saints in a close one, probably like 17-16. And we'll just say the Niners miss a field goal at the end of the game because they consistently do that.
Oh, man. So many injuries to the Niners.
Upset here.
Upset of the week. Jeez Louise. So I'm with you. The Niners, They're not going to have Brock Purdy. They're not going to have George Kittle. McCaffrey is somewhat injured. He's fighting on through it. The Niners are going to start Mac Jones. They don't have much of a wide receiver crew. I don't believe in Ricky Pearsall. Okay? It's looking bad for the Niners on offense. I don't think their defense is as strong as it was before. So, with all of that said, give me the Niners winning anyway. Give it to me. Niners take him down anyway. Screw the Saints. They're in the bottom of the league. Mac Jones does enough. McCaffrey runs everywhere on them. Niners win out there in New Orleans. Simple as that.
That's fair. I mean, again, I probably could have had the other take if I just felt differently. But yeah, no, it's yeah. I mean, I can see it being either way. All right, next up, Bills at the Jets. The Jets looking really good week one. They were running all over the Steelers. That Steelers amazing defense that, I'm told, oh yeah, that's what carries the team. Oh, for sure. And then of course the Bills, coming back and just an amazing performance on week one, kind of stealing the spotlight from the Jets Steelers games. Maybe the Jets take it personal and like, hey, no, we were the week one game of the week. I don't know. They probably don't care about that. I'm going to go with the Bills though. Again, I'm going with proven versus unproven. That's kind of, I prefer that method. Divisional game. So again, I don't think it's going to be a blowout despite, again, the Bills, I think, being way up here and the Jets down here. Yeah, the Jets look good, but was that really just Fields trying to show the Steelers, hey, look what you're missing out on, which, a fluke performance, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Bills. Bills over the Jets.
Well, the Jets look good because they were playing the Steelers, so that's not much to say there. But anyway, the Bills-Jets, this is going to be like a poor man's Ravens Bills, because Justin Fields is like a poor man's version of Lamar Jackson. Very poor. Don't put him that close. But because you can't throw the ball like Lamar can. That guy is, crazy. He is, as Stephen A. would say, a bad, bad man, which he used to say about some other older quarterback back in the day. We won't mention Aaron Rodgers' name. Anyway, but Bills take it. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be fun to watch with these quarterbacks, Allen versus Fields. But the Allen is 2 steps, maybe 3 steps ahead of Fields, and that could have just been a one-off because, like I said, Steelers. But Fields will still get plenty of fantasy points. He's not going to come through against in the clutch because even Lamar couldn't do that against the Bills. Fields ain't doing it. Bills win.
All right, that's fair. Next game I have is the game I'll be covering, Seattle at Pittsburgh.
You're covering this game?
Oh, I know, it's a shocker. But I will be doing Seattle and Pittsburgh. I think that the Steelers are able to carry over that offense over to week 2. It looked really good. Hopefully, the Steelers defense learned a few things over the week. The week. I mean, it was horrible with the defense. The run defense was absolutely atrocious. Seattle loves to run the ball as well. So again, could be a lot closer. Not going to be picking an upset by any means. But give me more of that 4 touchdown and middle of the pack QBR performance, and I'm thinking the Steelers win this one.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Seahawks. They're bottom of the division, one of the bottom teams of the league. Not much to go on. Sam Darnold's coming back down to earth without the quarterback whisperer out there. I think Rodgers comes back down to earth as well. Steelers going to win this. The QBR hopefully gets better for Aaron Rodgers, which it may, but the touchdowns are going to go down. And that's going to drive you crazy.
Probably.
The QBR metric, that's going to just boggle your mind even more. Steelers win at home. Seahawks are bad.
5 touchdowns and a lower QBR incoming for Rodgers and the Steelers. I love that comment. Great comment. Golden comment. All right.
That's your own comment. I didn't say it. You said it.
Browns at Ravens, another AFC North matchup. I think, again, anything really can, with the Browns is overblown other than the Browns-Bengals, really. That's close. But no, I think the Ravens blow out the Browns this week. After especially that performance, the Ravens putting up 40-something on the Bills. Ravens are home. Browns, they're a mess. Again, you outscore your opponent by 180 and you still lose. That is just peak Browns. I love it. And Ravens probably, again, I don't think it's going to be close because I understand it's a divisional game, but again, another thing where it's just the Ravens own the Browns. So give me the Ravens by 14.
They dominate them. It might be more than 20. Flacco's going to get gobbled up. It's going to be sad. It's going to be bad. The Ravens, they want to flex their muscles again. They should have beat the Bills. They were ahead by 2 touchdowns. Some way, somehow, the Ravens defense collapsed against Josh Allen. But we're talking about Flacco here. We're talking about Flacco. That's enough said. You know, he's not a Hall of Famer. He's just outside that, having a nice long career, but he's not good. It's gonna be a bashing and a thrashing. Next game.
All right, we got the Broncos at Indianapolis as we start our afternoon slate. I believe someone I know is going to be covering that one.
And yes, I will be covering this, and we both agree the Colts are going to win because you were telling me off camera that the Colts are amazing. I don't know why you're not telling them now, but Colts all the way. No.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos win. I got to go with the data. I think that the Bo Nix will get better. The Colts defense won't be as amazing. And I'm worried about that Broncos defense against Daniel Jones. They're going to put a game plan to stop the short and intermediate routes, and Sean Payton's going to attack Daniel Jones, throw everything at him. But if the Colts find a way to win this game, oh man, you don't want to deal with me next week. Okay.
Well, it's a good thing I won't be worrying about that because the Broncos could be all over the Colts in this one. The Broncos. Again, I know they struggled, and it was a pretty bad game for what I understand, Broncos and the Titans. But again, the Colts, I think that's as good as you're going to get in week 1. I think they fall back down. I believe in the law of averages. I love data when it comes to that.
When it comes to your argument, you form the argument from the data. I
don't know. I mean, all I'm going to say is, I'm usually correct. Hey, my history tied up your data. We both went 12-4. That's all I'm going to say. So, give me the Broncos. Well, that was because
2 I went against the data. I went against the data. I could have been 14-2.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sounds like you got to go with the data then, if that's what you're going to say. Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. I already covered this one earlier. Cardinals, Panthers. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Again, Panthers are just atrocious.
Oh, not Panthers really are bad. Cardinals, they're moving up to a possible playoff spot. I agree. We went a little bit about this. Bryce Young, QBR towards the bottom. He was 29th in the league, so it's not pretty. That one's not going to be pretty either. Even though I was a little disappointed with the Cardinals and the Saints, they only won, was it 2010, I believe. So that was a little disappointing, but yeah, they should be able to take down the Panthers convincingly.
Next up, we have a Super Bowl rematch: the Eagles and the Chiefs. Again, if the Chiefs fall down to 0-2, we might have a little bit of trouble, and I still think they'll be fine. I don't think they go 0-2. I think they're going to pull the upset and beat the Eagles. I understand the Chiefs are home, but I know most people are thinking it's Eagles, 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 Eagles. So give me a little bit of the Chiefs. I think they even out the record 1-1. They get back on track, and we'll see the Chiefs that we I was going to say no and love, but I don't think anyone really loves the Chiefs, so we're just going to say no and consistently be, again, the top of the AFC. What say you?
All right. I want the Eagles. I don't want the Chiefs. I want the Magic to go away. I think this game's going to be pretty close. It's going to be exciting. This might be one of the games of the week, if not the game of the week. If somebody blows out the other, that'll be shocking. I just want to see some quarterback magic in the fourth quarter again. We got a lot of close games last week. This is going to be another one. I think we're getting pretty lucky with the matchups. Patty Mahomes wins the close games. I'm going to go and say the Eagles win another close game, and the Chiefs start 0-2 and losing 2 games within 10 points. So the Eagles find a way to win on the road. We're in overtime. We got 3 picks left. Let's do it faster. Go.
All right, Atlanta at Minnesota. Both teams, I don't know, they had inconsistencies in week 1. I'm going to go with Atlanta over Minnesota in this one. That's, I don't know. I think they're a solid team. Minnesota, again, McCarthy looked good, but I need to see more.
Yeah, Falcons had a chance to win that game. I was shocked against the Bucs. I'm still not buying it yet. They got some playmakers, but I'm not fully in on Penix. He's still too young, and he's just inconsistent. He did have a nice touchdown last week that I saw, but we'll go with the even younger quarterback, and J.J. McCarthy, the unknown. I don't know which McCarthy we're going to get, but if we get fourth quarter McCarthy, the Vikings win easily. If we have some middle of the pack, I say the Vikings win by a little bit. But if he's going to go first three quarters against the Bears, then the Falcons win. So this one's really hard to take because J.J. McCarthy was like a weird creation this past week. So, but I'm leaning towards he's at least okay, and they take down the Falcons. Next up.
All right, Monday Night Football, first game anyway. Buccaneers at the Texans. I'm going Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Going Tampa Bay. Just don't really, again, the Texans looked iffy in week 1, and tough matchup against the Buccaneers, who, again, looked decent, pretty solid, again, in week 1 as well. So give me the road team.
Baker was slow in the first half. He came on the second half of the Buccaneers, won the game. Like I said, it was close, but he did what he had to do. C.J. Stroud didn't play well. Texans didn't look good. They're home, but they are going to get the big, ugly L. They're going to go 0-2, bottom of the division. Because the Colts own that division now. It's just the world has changed. We're in a new, Colts era of domination with Captain Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones. No big deal. But Texans losing at home on Monday night. Next.
All right, last game of the week. Again, doubleheader on Monday night. The Chargers at Las Vegas. I think the Chargers are all over the Raiders in this one.
Get him a body bag.
No faith in the Raiders. Give me the Chargers, who look really good in week 1 in Brazil.
Herbert. MVP.
I don't know about all that. Okay.
So we're looking at Herbert moving on up. Who's going to be ahead of Herbert?
The guy that has 4 touchdown passes at least.
Stop it! That is nonsense.
There's a lot more. I know there's a lot more people that had, much more impressive. I mean, Josh Allen, of course, coming back. Lamar Jackson, even the loss, looked good. But yeah, give me some more of Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns.
I don't think that there was ever an MVP that ended the league with the 17th overall QBR to get the MVP. I mean, his MVP days are done. But we're talking about Herbert. We're talking about him getting the win in Vegas, which should be fun. That would be a good game to go to if anybody wants to take a vacation, a little mini getaway on the weekend. Go see Justin Herbert. He's going to light him up. The Raiders are going to be okay, but I believe in Jim Harbaugh's defense stymieing the Raiders. And I'm not impressed yet with Genty. I would like him to get better than 2 yards to carry, but because I got him on my dynasty team, I'm going to have him forever. But Chargers win.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, again, I totally agree. San Diego over Oakland. I like it. San Diego over Oakland.
Did I say San Diego?
No, it's the chat. Just San Diego over Oakland.
I missed those days. Sometimes I do that because I'm so used to them being the San Diego Superchargers. So that's it. We went overtime because we had to keep talking about old man Rodgers, but it's okay. It's okay.
4 touchdowns.
He did well.
Okay.
How many interceptions?
0.
All right. He's going to have 64 touchdowns, maybe even more on the season. He's going to break records. He's probably a better chance of breaking his back than breaking records. And then his
QBR is still going to be 15 after a record-setting season because, 4 touchdowns, no picks. That's just middle of the pack.
All right.
Middle of the pack.
He's just middle of the pack. And that's high for him. I got him towards the bottom, but he outperformed and went middle of the pack.
Oh, this is good. All right. Can't wait to see you Monday. Can't wait to talk to you Monday.
What else you got to say to end the show there, Dr. Delay?
Appreciate you guys for tuning on. Make sure, again, if you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe for more content with Rhino and Dr. Delay.
And subscribe. All right, people. Rearview mirrors are for your car, not for your life. Don't look back. We are looking forward. Monday.